Bismillahi wa salatu wa salamu ala Rasulillah. My dear brothers and sisters at KQZ, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm your brother in Islam, Yusuf Shah. I'm a friend and supporter of the KQZ Legacy Institute in Nottingham in the UK. And at the moment, I am in the blessed city of Seiyun, in the sacred valley of Hadhramaut in Yemen, in southern Yemen. You can see behind me even the mountains, mashallah, of this sacred valley. And why are we here? Because we want to show you an update of the incredible bread factory that you funded some 3 years ago. And subhanAllah, ever since then, this bread factory has been providing 10,000 loaves of bread every single day for orphans, for widows and people with disabilities. And we want to show your bread factory now, so let's have a look. It's mashallah mid-morning here in Hadhramaut in Seiyun. And mashallah, the bread factory has been running since 6 a.m. And it runs from 6 a.m. every morning till 2 p.m. And you can see here when the flour is delivered, this is the flour storage room here, mashallah. And this flour is then turned into that blessed bread that you've been funding, subhanAllah, for the orphans, widows, and people with disabilities. And we'll just show you around the bread factory. So that's where the flour is kept. The flour is then moved across to this machine, and this machinery with your zakat and sadaqah was imported all the way from Turkey. This is industrial level. This is not just a bakery, this is a bread factory. This is where everything is mixed, the flour, water, salt, ice, all the ingredients, and then it's moved from here to this machine. And what it does is it takes all the dough that's here and it makes it into small, circular dough balls. And then this machine presses the bread. And what's also happening is there's an exact measurement of each roll. Each roll is exactly 60 grams at this point. And then they place it into these oven trays that you see them there. They'll stock it into in this area. And then it's brought to this area here, the fermentation area. Depending on the weather, they said, it depends. But on average, the bread will stay there for about 60 minutes fermenting. After it's been fermented, it will be moved into this area here. Again, this is high-tech, highly industrial equipment. It'll be placed here. You can see it, mashallah. Look at that beautifully. It's being baked as we speak. It'll stay here for about 10 minutes, mashallah, and then it'll be taken out here by our brothers here, mashallah, who themselves are from needy backgrounds, who themselves are displaced, and they're getting an income here. And I must show you that once it kind of goes in this area, and this area holds about 1,000 loaves of bread. 1,000 loaves of bread, just to give you an idea, every bread which is beautiful and lasts actually 3 days, subhanAllah, it's high quality bread, at least 60 grams in weight. Once it's actually baked, it's even more than that. This costs 10 pence. So when we put 1,000 loaves of bread here, it represents £100. And then when it's brought from this area, it's cooled, and then they're placed in these baskets here, ready for distribution. And in each one of these baskets are around about 50 loaves. So if you think about if these are 50 loaves here, 50 here, that's 100 loaves, that's £10. It's a 1-to-10 ratio. And this is saving and protecting lives right here in Yemen at a time, subhanAllah, 18 million people in Yemen do not even know where their next meal is coming from. Just think about that, my dear brothers. And it's at a time right now where funding to Yemen has been cut this very year. There's a desperate need, my dear brothers and sisters, to keep this bread factory open and pumping out 10,000 loaves of bread every single day. You can even sponsor that whole day, my dear brothers and sisters. It's £1,000 of your zakat and sadaqah. And around this area, there are 5 different distribution points in Seiyun, Shibam, and other areas surrounding it. But very importantly, alhamdulillah, the blessed city of Tarim, where so much scholarship of Islam, the central of Islamic learning here in the blessed land of Yemen takes place, there is a distribution point there as well. My dear brothers and sisters, we would urge you to continue to donate your zakat and sadaqah to KQZ and keep this bread factory open. Remember, £1 will produce 10 of these loaves. £10, 100 of these loaves. £100, 1,000 of these loaves that we're seeing like in this area. And if you want to sponsor the bread factory for an entire day, it's £1,000 of your zakat and sadaqah. We urge you now to make that donation. And remember, this land is described by Allah Himself as Balda Tayyiba wa Rabban Ghafoor, as a good land which has a forgiving Lord. And the Rasul alayhi salam, to show his connection with the people of Yemen, he said, Hum minni wa ana minhum. They are from me and I am from them. We urge you now to make that donation of zakat and sadaqah today at KQZ. Wa jazakumullahu khairan.